So I'm 29 years old and I'm creating a personal brand from scratch with 10 years of social media experience plus 2 years of AI, 7 days a week using it every single day. So I've got an extensive knowledge on how to build a personal brand, how to connect with people on a human level while utilizing things like AI, creating systems and how to do that. So how can you do the same? Simply pick up a camera, find a format that works for you. I do this woodland walk every single day, and so far the last 5 days I've done a video every single day, and I've now got 6 weeks scheduled in my YouTube because of a system. I have AI that does my transcripts, it does my descriptions, my tags. It tells me, Will, this is a good timestamp for this point. And then because I know SEO, I optimize it with keywords as well. That gets it to more people, more eyes, and the thumbnail ideas also come from AI as well, all automated. So it's a really good thing to do. If you aspire to make a personal brand and you don't know where to start, literally just pick up a camera, talk about whatever it is you're interested in, really passionate about, that you research 2 hours a day before work, 2 hours after work, even sometimes during work when you shouldn't do. Start talking about that and just share your knowledge and value about that. If you can't think of anything you do outside of work, what do you do inside of work that you find really interesting, that you've learned a lot about? Maybe you're a copywriter. Maybe you can share how to copywrite for X or LinkedIn to get leads, to get people to click. Maybe you're something else. Maybe you work as an electrician. How can you go from A to B? How did you get that lighting set up so the kitchen looks beautiful at night? You can dim it, it's not too bright. Things of that nature, right? It could be anything. So how can you make the mundane into content and build a personal brand on it? Just share yourself as a human. Make sure you're not part of the AI slop, because that's going to become more and more people using it, and their scripts and everything of that nature, people are going to pick up like that. They're already picking up on it already. People ignore stuff that are AI. If you see those long dashes in titles on YouTube, I straight away don't click those because I know it's AI. Same for the descriptions. It seems like low effort, like they don't care about the viewer. And that's why the AI slop will not win if you're building a personal brand using AI in that way. You have to use AI as a tool. Anyway, I'll go more into that in this video. It's much more in-depth, how to protect your job, not lose your job or be fired because of AI replacing your job. When it comes to building a personal brand, at whatever age, you're 20 years old, 25 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, it doesn't matter. Age is literally a number. Some people will have the association with content and being younger. It doesn't matter. Everyone was 20 one day. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a YouTuber, and I finally took that leap. I now have multiple channels, also done social media 7 days a week in the most fast-paced industry there is in the world, cryptocurrency, on Twitter, X, LinkedIn, etc. I know how to do this shit. But you might be wondering, where do you begin? You need to work out your values, what you stand for, what you like, and how you can portray that in a way that will bring value to other people. Even if that's just entertainment, but it's much easier actually to explain how to do stuff through storytelling, through living your life in the way that you already do, and just show people what you already do. Teach them while you're doing it. And maybe you don't like teaching, maybe it sounds a bit rigid, whatever. You can just go live, talk about whatever, and even you can look up someone else's content that you already watch and you can just talk about that. You can do a reaction video. Whatever your way in, make it frictionless. Do formats that already work, and the way you find those is by going to the creators you already watch in the areas that you want to make content on. Find what their outliers are, which is content that's outperformed in relation to their other content, which is higher views, higher likes, higher comments. See what those formats are, and by format I mean you look at the content. Is it a talking head style in the woods? Is it something else? Is it driving in the car? Is it very heavily edited? Whatever it may be. And you replicate that in your own way with your own value, which is niched down to whatever audience you're trying to target and attract for your content. And then if you feel trapped, this is a really good bonus point here. If you feel trapped by the content you're making, you're not niched down far enough, and you're not actually having an outlet for all the different areas you want to talk about. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to make content about horse riding, but you see other interests of yours like cold plunging creeping into your channel. What do you do about that? You make a separate channel entirely about cold plunging, and you make that low effort. You don't care about the views or whatever. You just get that done and out of the way, satisfy that part of you, but stay true to the horse riding channel to keep that there. The reason being, returning viewers of the videos are going to see that cold plunge, and it's very unlikely that horse riders and cold plungers are going to be a very specific niche, right? So they're going to see you did horse riding, they've subscribed to your channel because of the horse riding, but they come back and they see cold plunging, like, what is this? They're going to unsubscribe. And that goes for all platforms, all channels, etc. You can be broad. If there are things like horse riding and also Land Rovers, they're they can go entwine. People also like those who horse ride. So those could work, but you have to be very selective and not go too broad. But you also can't be too niche down either, where you feel trapped in the content creation or you just don't enjoy it and people don't really learn much from it. So there's many ways to attack it, but like I said, I'm 29 years old, creating a personal brand from scratch, and this is how you do it. This is just a raw channel, so I'm actually creating a personal brand across multiple different platforms and channels, but here I'm sharing exactly how I'm doing it for free. All the information I have is here. Watch this video next. It's about AI, how to protect yourself from being fired. I'm going to answer every question in the comment section, so if you're building a personal brand or interested in social media, just let me know in the comment section, and any questions you have, I'm going to answer those for you. Subscribe to the channel. Cheers guys, let's build a personal brand.